Good evening and welcome to Komoka, Ontario, live from the Komoka Wellness Center on the St. Thomas Stars YouTube channel. I'm just having an audio issue in my headphones here. Hopefully you can hear me. But we are live from Komoka, where the St. Thomas Stars will be taking on the Komoka Kings for the 5th time this season. An odd 5-game matchup this season. I guess there was just a mismatch of cross-conference play. So the Stars will be playing the Komoka Kings, who they are 3-1 against this season, taking 3 victories over the Kings. Their most previous came on November 28th, where the Stars got the victory at home 5-2. And the St. Thomas Stars will look to try and get an extra one for some bragging rights on the season series. It is a win that they really need at this point in the season. They're on a 5-game skid right now, 1 overtime loss in that stretch. But this last 10 games has not been kind to them. 3-6-1 in their last 10. The Komoka Kings not faring any better. They're faring worse, actually. 2-7-1 in their last 10. And they, before their 2 wins, which came against London and Waterloo just 3 games ago. They lost their most previous one, but 1-2 before that. Before that, they went on a 11-game losing streak. So the Kings would love to try and get one over their rivals, the St. Thomas Stars, here at home. But we'll see what happens. Right now, we'll leave it to the opening ceremonies while I try to sort out my audio issues, and the national anthem coming shortly.
And now from the starting lineup for your Komoka Kings. On defense, number 3, Jesse Bruin. Also on defense, number 11, Nolan Eggleston. Back for number 15, Lucas Anstinsel. Also on board, number 24, Mason Landry. And at board, number 93, Nate Adams. And a goal for your Komoka Kings tonight.
Kathy, Jones down here.
Yeah, we're supposed to.
Nice job. And as you now stand, if you're able, remove your hats as we join the campus program in the singing of our national anthem.
And with that, we are just about ready to go for the last game for the St. Thomas Stars of 2025 as they take on the Komoka Kings for the 5th time this season. Happy holidays to you and yours at home. Hope you a happy and healthy Christmas holiday, and you get everything you want under the tree and all that good stuff. So the Stars trying to snap a 5-game losing skid right now. They've got one overtime loss in that stretch against the St. Mary's Lincolns, which ended 5-4, with their most previous game 5-0 against the Elmira Sugar Kings in Elmira. So the Stars trying to stop this skid before the new year, trying to get this last win of 2025 and start off the next year on the right foot. As right now they are 7th in the Western Conference. The Komoka Kings near the bottom at 11th as they've struggled this season with a record of 8-18, 2-1. Stars record 15-12, 1-1. As we are underway, the puck has dropped. St. Thomas is going to be wearing the white jerseys, guarding the right net, attacking to the left. And the Komoka Kings in their home purples, as they will be guarding the left. As a quick chance, Miles Dunn, he misses wide on a shot from the far dot. Quick start for the Stars as they enter the zone. Miles Dunn picks up the puck again. Another shot and a big save made. As the St. Thomas Stars get the first 2 chances of this game. In the zone, goaltender comes up big. And he'll stop it up. It's going to be Anthony Russell getting the start tonight for the Komoka Kings. Haven't seen much of him, but he has a 1-1 record. Goals against average of 2.88 and a save percentage of .910. As a quick net chance in front again, Miles Dunn gets denied by Russell as Dunn got a loose puck right in front of the crease. Fired it on, but a big pad save by Russell. He's going to keep this thing at 0-0 just about 40 seconds into it. He's made 3 good saves so far as a quick pass for the Kings up the ice. Gets ahead of Nathaniel Adams. He'll chase it into the zone. Up along the far wall, it'll pop past the blue line. Adams is going to chase it back into his own zone now. As through the neutral zone, he'll push ahead. And across the blue line. He'll stop up along the near wall and send it to the far side. Off the wall, it's picked up by Vahoviak behind the net. Vahoviak pressed up against the wall by Owen Miniotis, his former teammate with the Elgin Middlesex Canucks. The U18 team, championship team last year. As the puck pops out to the neutral zone, it'll be picked up by the Kings as they try to head up the far side this time into the zone. Shot blocked on goal. Shot in front after a pass, and it goes past Camputaro as it looked like a nothing play, but a nice play beside the net. Got it out front, and the Kings strike first here. It's Owen Miniotis who is going to find the back of the net and make it 1-0 for the Komoka Kings. So good play to force a turnover on the far corner. Ends up with a nice pass in front. I think that one just squeaked under the pads of Camputaro, who's trying to come across and make the save. As the Kings back in their own zone with the puck. The Kings do have a couple of affiliate call-ups tonight, as Lucas Enright will be playing for the Komoka Kings, as will D'Annunzio, Evan D'Annunzio. So a couple call-ups, as well as a new acquisition, Brody Najim from the Chatham Maroons in a big trade that sent the Kings' top scorer to Chatham, Parker Graham. In return, Brody Najim, who's got some OHL experience, started in the OHL this year as well, and sent down to the Chatham Maroons in a big trade made there. Will be very interesting to see how that shapes up, as the Komoka Kings will dump it in and go for a line change after getting scrambled out to the neutral zone. Will be picked up behind the St. Thomas goal for Luke Vahoviak. Stars down 1-0. About 2.5 minutes into this game. Up the far side, Eloan Legalic was going to dump it in. In behind the goal, De Bruin sends it back up the far wall. At the blue line, it's found, sent out in front for Ty Lawson. And part for Enright as he ran out of room on the far side. That's Nathan Enright, regular member of this team. Ty Lawson lets a shot go from the wall on the near side. That'll be a save for Russell. Now it's sent behind the goal line. The Kings will pick it up. Up the near wall, Savage comes in to pinch against the wall and keep it in deep. In behind the goal line, Legalic sends it out in front, and Joyce gets it away from danger. Former St. Thomas star Colson Joyce up the near wall. Powell avoids a check from Savage, walks in, tries to get a pass out in front, but a diving block from the passing lane by Bezzetta. Denies the puck from getting there. Now Max Monick going to pick it up behind his net. His pass up the wall is tipped and recovered by Eloan Legalic. Legalic making his OHL debut in the regular season just the other night for the London Knights. So congratulations to the young Eloan Legalic. Promising future ahead of him. Happy to see him back in a St. Thomas Stars jersey for the time being, as he's an integral part of this team. Nathan Slack picks up the puck as the Stars head out of their own zone. Pettipies picks it up on the far side. He'll fire it around the boards to the near side. Nathan Slack back to the blue line. Cooper Ilchishin's going to pick up a loose puck. Fires it on net, and a save made by Russell with the blocker on the near side. Pass ahead for the Kings is broken up in the neutral zone by the Stars as they will send it in deep. Pettipies into chase behind the net. It's now picked up by Komoka as they send it up the far wall. It's D'Annunzio getting it up the far wall and ahead. Ackerman into the offensive zone, cuts to the middle, shot towards the net and wide on the blocker's side as he tried to switch back to that far side, going against the green. Near side, Jimmy Sutherland with a shot as he enters the zone from the near circle, but that's a nice catch made by Anthony Russell, who's going to stop it up and get a face-off in his own zone. The face-off will be on the near side, inside the Komoka Kings end. Lining up to take the draws, Cameron wins it, and a shot off of it by Miles Dunn is stopped by Russell. Shot that one through traffic, but it stayed along the ice into the pads. Nathaniel Adams from the far side. He'll switch to the near side of Van Steensel. Van Steensel out in front of the goal, steered aside by the stick of Camputaro. Wyatt Cameron trying to get it at his own blue line on the far side along the Stars bench. Sends it ahead to Sutherland, but it hops off the backhand of his stick and ahead of him. Kings defense will now pick up. McNamara pass back for Alexander. Alexander stopped up behind his own goal. As now the Kings will head up the ice. Landry on the far side gives it away as Cole Edmondson just couldn't keep control of it. A scramble in the neutral zone will head back into the Komoka Kings end. De Bruin, stretch pass up to the far side. Nice poke check by Cameron, gets it off his stick. Return pass ahead to him was Miles Dunn, but his pass off target. Now the Kings with it on the near side. Eggleton is going to dump it in hard around the boards. And behind the net, Bezzetta trying to get it to his defensive partner in the far corner. We'll get it to Crossman, who takes a hit from Miniotis. Kings win the puck in the offensive zone. Back to the blue line. Shot from the blue line, and a save made by Camputaro, who saw that one through the traffic and picks it out with the glove. Saved that time by the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds prospect. As the faceoff will be on the far side, inside the St. Thomas zone. To our right. Stars out shooting the Kings 6-2, but they find themselves down 1-0. Just about 6 minutes into this first period. Pass to the near side finds Edmondson as he enters the zone. Edmondson takes it in deep behind the goal line. It's outnumbered by some Kings, and it'll be sent to the far side. Now back to the nice forecheck push ahead was Bezzetta, as he got that back in deep, but the Kings recover again. Now a clear attempt up the far wall. Finds Edmondson in front. Scores! Kept in at the line by Bezzetta. Sends it out in front, and a nice pass found Edmondson, who had some room and some time. Made a deke to his backhand on the far side, beating Russell. Tying it 1-1 now. As the St. Thomas Stars have equalized on their 7th shot of this game, just over 6 minutes in. So they've carried on the pressure, and it has paid off. As they've tied it up here in Komoka. Face off at center ice. Will be won by the St. Thomas Stars. Fresh off a goal. Ty Lawson on the near side. His shot blocked by Alexander and sent into the boards. Ackerman, pass behind the net. Up the near side will be off target and get past Owen Gray as well, which will go all the way down the ice for an icing call. And a stoppage in play. So we'll send everyone back into the Komoka zone to our left. Face-off will be on the far side. Stars line up. Eloan Legalic in to take the draw. Can't win that matchup against Miniotis as it's sent to the far side. cleared down the ice, but stopped by Owen Gray at his own blue line. His pass ahead picked off by Ackerman, who walks his way into the zone. Nice last-minute poke check by Rowan Reed. Gets it off his stick. Now the Stars rushing the other way. Pass ahead to Legalic, trying to get around the defenseman. It was Joyce checking back, recovering for his defenseman. And he made a nice defensive play. There's now Powell trying to get it up the boards. That's stripped off by Legalic, trying to cycle it back in. Gets past Ty Lawson and onto the stick of Riley Alexander. The pass to the far side. As Enright heads up the ice. Now to Alexander, who will ring it hard into the St. Thomas zone. Finds Powell. His shot stopped. No, it's in. Camputaro got a piece of it, but it gets past him as Powell finds the back of the net and reclaims the lead for the Komoka Kings. 2-1 now, as Kingston Powell is going to get his 4th goal on the season. And an important one for the Kings as they take their lead back. That's 2 goals on 3 shots against Will Camputaro so far. That one he would definitely like to have back, as it kind of caught him in the armpit, but just didn't stay there, as it just gets past him. So 2-1 Komoka as they win the draw after their goal. They'll get it into the St. Thomas zone. Stuckey trying to send it to the far side, gets to Pettipice, but his puck is stripped off him. Nathaniel Adams with it against the far wall now. Adams pass to the near side. Eggleton, a shot towards the net and a crash in front of the goaltender. Puck still loose. Now it's blown dead, as Camputaro made a save, but a collision happened right in front of him in the crease. And it made a little bit of mayhem, as it was Vahoviak and Van Steensel colliding right in front of Will Camputaro. Could have caused some trouble, as the puck was floating there in the zone for a little bit. Camputaro found it. Actually, he might not even have found it. Might just been tied up in the bodies laying in the blue paint. Nonetheless, a face-off inside the St. Thomas zone on our near side. Won by Landry, back to the blue line, but past his defender, as DeBruin's going to have to chase that back into his own zone. DeBruin fans on a pass in his own zone, and he's going to give away the puck, but a miscue there by Slat, and Pettipice is going to give it away at the blue line, the offensive blue line. Nathaniel Adams with it on the far side as he walks into the zone. Flip pass in front off the pad of Camputaro. Rebound was a juicy one, but no purple jerseys were there to find it. On the near side, Eggleton makes his way around the net as he takes a lap of the zone. Now to the blue line he'll go. Eggleton back to the near side. His pass to Lennon, send it behind his net as he slows down and looks for a way out. He's actually going to drop it off for Vahoviak as he'll play the quarterback out of the zone. No, he won't. He'll drop it off for Savage as the Stars complete a line change and get everyone subbed off. Up the far side, Savage, a pass along the boards. Now rung around them to the near side. McNamara as Wyatt Cameron forechecking, trying to hound that puck loose. Does get it up to the far boards. Now it gets sent back behind the goal. Wyatt Cameron picks it up, but it's going to be blown dead, which will signal a penalty. And a stoppage in play. It looks like the St. Thomas Stars are going to be sent to the box. And Wyatt Cameron doesn't like it, but he'll get 2 minutes in the bin as the Komoka Kings will send out their power play for the first time tonight. Komoka Kings 15th in the league on the power play, 18% success rate, going up against the 11th place penalty kill in the league for the St. Thomas Stars, 80.5 success rate on the man down. Kings win the draw in the offensive zone. Pass to the far side. Cody Najim, a new acquisition for the Kings. As Najim flips it to the near side. Pass to Miniotis is picked off and sent into the boards. Still in the zone, though, as Eggleton will collect it at the blue line. Now Najim on the far side. His shot saved by Camputaro as he finds that with the glove. And closes up that mitt. Wins a face-off in his own zone. 22 seconds shaved off of that penalty. Stars down by 1 again. Score is 2-1 for the Kings. Stars answer the first goal. Now they'll have to answer another. As Eggleton to the far side along the blue line. Najim tried to send it back, but it's off a skate and all the way down into the Komoka zone. Eggleton collects it behind his own net. Now up center ice. Pass ahead to Najim. Najim trying to get around Cooper Olchishin. Wyatt Cameron's in the box. In behind the goal, it'll be picked up by Reed after the dump in and just over and back on the blue line, which will force, no, it's going to be a penalty called against the Komoka Kings. It's Brody Najim who's going to get sent into the box. So that'll cancel out the power play now. I believe 4-on-4 for 1 minute and 7 seconds. As the Stars catch a break there at the blue line. Najim committing a hooking call. So we've got some room on the ice now. 4-on-4. Stars Miles Dunn in to take the draw. Can't win it in the Komoka zone. He's up the far side now. It'll be DeBruin trying to skate in all by himself. Gets outnumbered by 3 Stars, and it's sent back into the neutral zone. Nathaniel Adams picks up in his own zone. Takes a spin move and takes a hit from Jimmy Sutherland. As we got a delayed call on the play. Caught all leg there as Nathaniel Adams tried to do a little bit of a spin-a-rooney. But he got clipped in the back of his legs by Sutherland. Went down hard. And now the puck is touched up. We're going to get another penalty sent to St. Thomas as Sutherland's going to get the box. On the low hit, Nathaniel Adams kind of made a move into the hit, or drew the hit with the move. As he stopped up on his backhand with a spin. I think Sutherland was trying to commit a hit, and then just the body was gone once he was throwing it. Nonetheless, 4-on-3 now. For about 36 seconds or less. As the Kings will have an unorthodox power play here. A whole bunch of room on the ice. On the near side, Eggleton will drop it off for Adams, who looks to be all right after the hit. We'll pass to the near side, but it's offside. Vahoviak giving Adams a shove on the way by. Perhaps not liking how he drew that penalty. And he gives him a good shot. Face off just outside the St. Thomas blue line. On the near side, Miniotis against Ilchishin. Miniotis wins it back, but to the side where there was no defender. So it'll come back into the Komoka zone with 15 seconds left on this 4-on-3. Eggleton up the center. He'll drop it off for the defense to pick up as Landry will push ahead. Landry gets it in deep. Fans on a pass that would ring it around the boards to Adams, and that'll give it away as Vahoviak presses it up against the boards. Trying to wait for that equalizing teammate to come on the ice. Stuckey gets tripped up behind the net, and that'll be a stoppage in play as the Kings thought they had a chance out in front, but they committed a trip to get that chance. And that will send them to the box as a whole litany of penalties have been handed out in the last few minutes here. So now the Stars will be on the power play for 45 seconds on this 4-on-3. 4-on-3 power plays either way here in a matter of minutes. So on the Kings board, they've got 45 seconds left on the penalty to Najim and a full 2 minutes on Landry. Stars still have Jimmy Sutherland in the box for 1:16. So Stars 4-on-3 now. One back to Miles Dunn, over to Stuckey as they pitch and catch at the point. Stuckey now on the near side, drops it off for Cameron. Cameron stepping to center, looking for a lane. Will pass it off to Dunn. Miles Dunn looking towards goal, over to Cameron. Back for Stuckey. Stuckey at center now for Miles Dunn. As the Stars cycling at the point here. Legalic back to the point to Stuckey. Stuckey near side. Miles Dunn's shot blocked by Eggleton. Laid down nicely to block that one. Cameron back for Dunn. Now far side. Stuckey whips it in front. Scores! Tipped on the near side by Wyatt Cameron, who gets that one past Russell and ties this thing back up on the power play. And that is a big power play goal for the St. Thomas Stars as they were 0 for 20 in their last 7 games with the man advantage. As they've been on a skid in that department, but they break that egg. And now find a goal on the power play and tie it up at 2 apiece. And we will remain at 4-on-4 here as Sutherland will come into the box in 45 seconds to give another short power play to the St. Thomas Stars. Crossman gets dragged down off the opening draw after the goal as the Kings send it into the zone, but it's stripped off by Savage, pushing ahead now. Savage making a move, drop pass for Crossman, and a shot saved by Russell. Savage picks up the rebound. He'll head to the near boards as he's pushed there by Ackerman. And to try and pick up the puck is Crossman. Crossman getting the puck poked off him by Payne as Crossman battling hard in the corner trying to keep that puck in deep. Now the Kings get it out. No, they don't. Bad pass at the blue line. Pass in front for Crossman, and he fanned on the shot as that was tied up in his legs. Now the Kings trying the counterattack on the far side. Payne a shot towards the goal. Hits the backboard. Tipped on the side of the net now as they'll take it to the corner. The Stars will. Kings keep the forecheck going and win the puck back in the far corner. Now Savage pressing his man up against the boards. Wins the puck off him clean. Picked up by Crossman as the teammate came in to grab the loose puck after Savage took care of the player. Near side, Sutherland out of the box. He's into the zone now behind the net. Stars on a short power play here. 20 seconds left on it. Far side. Dropped off for Crossman. Ripped across, and Pettipice's shot denied by the pad of Russell. Great pass by Rowan Reed to find him right across the zone, across the front of the goal to the near side, but a sharp angle shot by Pettipice. He got a good piece of it, but nice pad save coming across by Russell. Couldn't elevate it enough. Good Pettipice on the near side. Owen Gray a pass in for Pettipice now as he's in the near corner. Back to the blue line. Owen Gray pass out in front off a skate. It's scrambling in front of the zone and picked up by the captain, Alexander, as he'll set it up the wall. Near side, Van Steensel trying to get around Owen Gray. He does on the other side of him, and a shot goes wide. On the far side, Kings trying to keep this pressure going as they send it into the far corner. De Bruin whips it across the front of the goal, but nobody to collect it. Now the near side it'll go. Stars get possession in their own zone, trying to work it out. But the Kings making that difficult. Now they'll get out as they find Jimmy Sutherland in the neutral zone. He's pushing into the zone. He's got no teammates with him, though, as the teams were going for a line change. Sutherland got a weak shot on net, forcing a save out of Russell. And the Kings scramble it out. Near side, Vahoviak. His shot tipped into the zone. Now on the near side, a pass attempt out is blocked by Cameron. Pass back to the blue line, finds Stuckey. Stuckey trying to muscle his way back to the puck. Does keep the puck and gets it into the far corner. Great play by Stuckey to muscle off a couple Kings and manage to keep the puck on his stick. Now the Kings defense managed to get it up the far boards. Miniotis. Miniotis off the wall in behind the net. Luke Vahoviak getting hounded into the ice as the Kings force another turnover in the offensive zone. Up along the near wall, they're trying to get it back to the blue line, but the Stars get it past the blue line and down the ice. Kings collect in their own zone. Pass up the near side. Will ring around the boards and into the far side, where Savage picks it up. Savage pass to the near side to Lawson, who tips it into the zone. De Bruin will gladly collect that for the Kings and hold on to it behind the net as his teammates change. Now McNamara up the right side as the Kings come up the ice. To the middle, Najim shot towards the goal and a glove save. Saw all the way by Camputaro. Makes the catch and hangs on for the whistle. 2-2 here in Komoka. St. Thomas Stars and the Komoka Kings. About 5 minutes left in this first period. Stars have found themselves down by one twice and managed to tie it, as they would love to get the next one and claim their first lead of the game. Face off inside the St. Thomas zone, won by Komoka. Alexander whips it behind the goal off the backboards. It's collected by D'Annunzio. D'Annunzio fanned on a pass that would have sent it towards the goal. Now Legalic picks it up. Up the center to Max Monick. Monick inside the zone, but it's offside as he and Nathan Slatt just a step off each other. That'll stomp things up and force a face-off in the neutral zone. So with that power play goal, as stated, 0 for 20 in their last 7 games the Stars were on the power play. So you bet Jason Williams and company are sighing relief after that one. Stars would love to get in the win column here tonight on the 5-game losing streak coming into this one, as they head into 2026, which will be their next game on January 2nd after the break. Through the neutral zone, the Kings will pick it up and send it up the near side. Ahead and into the zone is Enright. Up the wall, picked off him by Legalic and sent back to Rowan Reed. Reed Fires it hard into the near corner in the zone, but that will be an icing call. So we'll head back into the St. Thomas end for another draw. Stars are out shooting the Kings 11-6 with 4:04 left in the first. Tied 2-2. Face-off will be on the far side inside the St. Thomas zone. Stars win the draw and get it up the ice as Legalic steps into the zone up the middle. His shot wide on the glove side. Scrambling across was Russell to cover the rebound on the far post and found the puck with the mitt as he goes down. So Russell wins a face-off in his own zone. Russell playing just his fourth game with the Komoka Kings tonight, as Brock Lane has taken a brunt of the starts. We've seen a few goaltender changes in Komoka this season well. Zach Irvin dealt early. The pencil up the middle, and a shot stopped by the pads of Campiataro, who squeezed him tight and stopped that puck in its tracks. A bit of a stop and start last couple minutes here as we'll get another face-off inside the St. Thomas zone. On the far side, Stars are lined up. The Kings just have to line up as well, as Landry's going to take the draw up against Ilchishin. Landry wins it up the wing to Adams, and that's going to touch somebody leaning over the bench on the dump and attempt. So another face-off in the zone. So with that trade for Brody Najum, the Komoka Kings dealt their top scorer in Parker Graham, who had 28 points in 29 games played. Right now, Najum 11 points in 14 games played. Did start the season in the OHL. There's another stoppage at the blue line. Will force another face-off on the far side. Won by the Kings, kept in just barely at the blue line by De Bruin. Now he'll send it behind the net. Joey Bezzetta picks it up. Up the near side, Nathan Slatt trying to find it up the wall. He's got a couple Kings trying to take it away from him. They do just that as it's sent back to Landry, who now flips it high into the St. Thomas zone. Bezzetta collects it behind the goal line, sent up the wall to Petapese. It gets off of him as it bounced off the skate and now sent back in behind the goal line. Now the defense will try again to get it out. It's Rory Savage. He'll skate up the middle, pass to Sutherland on the far side, pass inside, and a shot saved made by Russell off a Miles Dunn chance on the far face-off dot. Kings collected in their own zone. Pass behind the net to McNamara. McNamara now switches to the far side on a stretch pass intended for Enright, but got past him and into the zone for an icing call, which will send us back into the Kings' end. So as I was talking about Brody Najum, he played for the Saginaw Spirit. 56 games played, 7 points over the last couple seasons, as he played a majority of those games last year. Started off the season there this season and then went to Chatham. And now after the trade, finds himself in Komoka. And you got a feel for the kid, as Komoka is well out of a playoff spot at this point. Chatham obviously pretty much guaranteed to make those playoffs, near the top of the standings. And a shot from the point by Owen Gray rings off the post on the far side. Looked like a nothing chance as he sent a weak shot towards goal, but it found the target just about. Just on the wrong side of the post. Rung around the boards. The Stars trying to keep it in. They do. And the attempt to send it towards the goal by Reed is off a skate and into the Komoka bench. As that'll be a stoppage in play. That one going off of Najum's skate. And up into the bench. Stars will get a full line change on the play. At least for forwards. As out comes Lawson, Monick, and Legalic. Monick in for the face-off to the far side. They'll win it. Reed trying to get one towards the front of the goal again. It's blocked, this time by Payne, as Payne chases it down into the St. Thomas end. It's rung around the boards to the near side. Miniotis joins the forecheck as a wall battle comes out, and the Kings come away with it. Payne on the far side, sent to the blue line. As the Kings just barely keep it in, Eggleton makes a move at the blue line to keep it in. And driving towards the goal, he'll hit the side of the net. No, it's in! On the far side. I thought he hit the side of the goal, but that squeaks past Camputaro as he wasn't hugging the post tight enough. So the Kings claim a 3-2 lead with 1:27 left in the first period. As I did not see that going in at all, but somehow Eggleton makes it work with a sharp angle on his backhand on the far side. Goaltender saw him coming in all the way, just didn't close the gap tight enough as it found a hole. So the Kings up 3-2. And a rough night so far for Camputaro, who's let in 3 on 8 shots. On the near side, Najim up the boards, trying to get it out of his own zone. Matsos with a steal, gets it up to Crossman. Crossman battling along the near wall. He's fighting off 2 Kings as he's trying to get that puck back to the blue line. Now Matsos comes in to help out. He'll send it to the far corner. Cole Edmondson trying to get it off the boards. Payne will find it for the Kings and head up the other way. Najim in across the blue line with just under a minute left in this first period. Kings up 3-2. Crossman wins a battle on the near side, gets the puck back as the Stars try and get it up to the far boards. It's picked off of the blue line, sent towards the net, but wide. As the rebound now will clear the zone. As Eggleton picks up the puck in the neutral zone, takes a look at the clock, sees 35 seconds left, and heads up the right wing. Eggleton into the zone, rings it around the boards to the far side. Van Steensel on the opposite end to collect. He gets rubbed off the puck. And now the Stars will pick up Pettipies in the far corner. We'll switch back with Savage. Puck hits the referee as Savage has to send it back to the far side. Now that'll end up in a giveaway as the Stars will throw it into the Komoka zone. Driving the net was Pettipies, but the goaltender Russell got a mitt down on to get the whistle. And the Kings are going to give Pettipies a couple words as he enters or exits the area. Just got pushed into a spill. He had a defenseman on him. Nothing doing with 8.6 left in the first. The Stars give up the lead, or give up the 1-goal lead again. Score 3-2. Face off on the near side. Cooper Ochishin in against Powell. Powell wins the draw back behind the goal line to Bruin. Rings it hard around the boards. It'll go all the way down the ice. But icing will be called with 0.7 seconds left on the clock. So one more draw in the Komoka zone for the first period as we await the buzzer. The Stars will likely exit this period down by 1. Don't think 0.7 seconds will be enough to do anything. No, it will not. Kudos on the shot attempt by Pettipies off the draw. But that will bring us to the end of the period as Nathan Slatt having some words right by the net. Can't quite see who he's talking to. I think that was Powell. So 3-2 after the first period in favor of the Komoka Kings as the Stars right now in danger of dropping their 6th straight if they cannot make a change tonight. They have managed to tie it up twice, but now find themselves down by 1 for the 3rd time tonight. So that will do it for the first 20 minutes here from the Komoka Wellness Center on the St. Thomas Stars YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and help us grow this stream as we try to get on the road as much as we can. So far, I think the only game we had to abandon completely was Waterloo. Maybe we'll have a word with them about their Wi-Fi. Just kidding. I don't think we have any pull there at all. So we'll take a quick break for the first period and be back for the second in just a bit. Final score after 1, Komoka 3, St. Thomas 2. Well, a fresh set of ice has been laid down. The teams have come out of the locker rooms, at least the St. Thomas Stars have. And the second period just a few moments away as the St. Thomas Stars right now down 3-2 after the first period of play. As we take a look at the scoring summary so far tonight, Owen Miniotis got the first goal of the game, his 8th of the season, assisted by Najim and Payne at 123 of the first period. Second goal of the game came from Cole Edmondson for the Stars, who tied it up with his 8th on the season, assisted by Crossman and Bazetta at 6:13. Just over a minute later at 7:17, Kingston Powell got the lead back for the Kings with his 4th of the season, assisted by Landry and McNamara. Stars tied it up again at 2. Wyatt Cameron, his 13th of the season, assisted by Stuckey and Miles Dunn at 11:35. And then the Kings reclaim the 1-goal lead for the third time tonight as Nolan Eggleton got his 5th of the season, assisted by Miniotis and Payne at 18:33. So less than a minute and 30 seconds left in the third period. The Kings take the 3-2 lead as they are down on the season series. The Stars 3-1 against the Kings this year as the puck has been dropped, and we are underway for the second period. The Kings will get it into the zone. The Kings are attacking the left net this time, guarding the right. Stars guarding the left, attacking the right, where they will head up the near side. Jimmy Sutherland, pass to center, gets past Wyatt Cameron, and now into the far corner it'll go. And the Kings can't get the puck off the Stars there, but the Stars are going to touch up the puck, and there's going to be a stoppage in play and a penalty called, it looks like, as the referee knows offside. So it just got past the blue line on the injury, it looked like. So face off at center. Thank goodness for that. As Reed sends it up the far side to Sutherland. Sutherland takes a check as the Kings will send it into the zone. On the near side, Reed sends it back up the far wall from his own zone up to Miles Dunn. Stopped up at center ice off the stick of Sutherland, who didn't see it. Now the Kings will try and get it back into the St. Thomas end. Back in the neutral zone it goes. De Bruin now picks it up and tries again to get in, as they'll take a shot from center, and that's stopped by Camputaro. He makes his first stop of the second period. Hopefully he's regrouped after that first, allowing 3 goals on 8 shots. 2 of them he probably would have liked to have back. I'll have to try and shake him off here, get a better start going forward. As the Stars just down by 1. George Matzos going to take the draw in his own zone up against Miniotis. Far side, Miniotis wins the draw. Up the wall it'll go. As now it's driven in deep by Morrow, now sent back towards him. Miniotis now in the far corner. Miniotis up the wall. Gets it off to a teammate. Getting scrambled away by Gray. Now sent towards the goal. That'll go off a skate. Near side, Miniotis cycles it back in deep to Najim. It's tied up in some skates. The Stars try and scramble it out. It's front of their goal, though, and a big save made by Camputaro off a turnover right in front of the blue paint. As Payne got off a good shot. Now in the near corner, it's tied up against the wall. Payne gets it back to the blue line, but past his own defenseman as well as it heads into the Komoka zone. Reed Crossman trying to win a race. He does get there first, but he's pressed up against the boards by Ackerman. Now the Kings will flip it off the glass into the neutral zone. Stuckey picks it up, sends it to the far side. Bohoviak fires it towards goal from the neutral zone. A player on the Kings went down at the blue line. Their bench calling for something as they make their way into the zone. Najim shot towards the goal. That'll go through the blue paint to the far side. Not sure if that was tipped on the way. Now a counterattack the other way. A 3-on-0. Monic scores! Beautiful play on the counterattack. And Monic gets a wide open shot between the hash marks on the near side. All tied up at 3 apiece. As Max Monic found by Legalic. And now we are all tied up. That is going to be Max Monic's 4th goal on the season. As it's a new look line. As far as I can remember, Legalic, Monic, and Ty Lawson. A bit of a shake-up there. And it pays off on that play as the Stars have evened the score for the 3rd time tonight. Dump and attempt by the Kings on the far side will go on the wrong side of the stanchion into the Komoka bench. And a stoppage in play. Faceoff will be in the neutral zone as a result. As it'll be taken by Monick up against former star Colson Joyce. Joyce wins that back into his own zone as Eggleton will pick it up. Eggleton getting watched closely by Legalick, who forces a turnover, gets the puck on his stick, looks towards the goal, scores! Elawan Legalick with a great individual effort, getting a clean steal and firing it past Russell to take the lead for the first time tonight for the St. Thomas Stars, 4-3. Elawan Legalick recently making his OHL debut, and he returns with the team tonight and shows why the Knights called him up the other night. As he's got a whack load of potential. And a big goal from the Quebec native gives St. Thomas a 1-goal lead. They've undone 3 Komoka 1-goal leads and find themselves up for the first time tonight. Just under 2.5 minutes into the second period, so a big answer from the locker room for St. Thomas. The Kings up the near side, flip it through the neutral zone. It's whacked out of the air by Slatt, who gets brought down. And we'll see what the referee's call. Might have just been an offside. Don't see any signals, so yes, looks like it was an offside call on the scramble entry. So face-off will be in the neutral zone. On the far boards, Stars out shooting the Kings 15-10 now, and have taken a 1-goal lead after scoring 2 here early in the second. On the near side, into the zone come the Kings. It's quickly stolen by the Stars, who head up the far boards. Well, sent in by Gray, in behind the goal line. And behind the net, Ilchishin looking for it. He'll tip it back for Slatt, and now will be in a battle in the far corner. A couple Kings wrestle it off him, and now they'll head up the near boards to Nathaniel Adams. Adams is going to dump it in to Van Steensel to chase into the near corner, as Adams will retrieve the loose puck after Van Steensel does the grunt work. And I'll cycle it back into the corner for Ilchishin. Adams went down and was slow to get up, as he's going to head to the bench. On the near side, Pettipies trying to deke across the blue line, trying to find Slatt with a backhand, but it hops over him. Landry in his own zone will ring it around the near boards. As now the Kings make their way forward. De Bruin, stretch pass to the offensive blue line. Kings enter the zone, shot from a sharp angle, scores! Another funky one gets past Campiataro, and Morgan Payne finds the back of the net over the shoulder on about a 3-degree angle on the far side. Tied again at 4-4 now. What a back and forth battle offensively, and that's going to do it for Campiataro as he's let in 4 on 11 shots. In comes Dylan Durno, who will relieve Campiataro, who will have to battle to put this one behind him. I was wondering if perhaps after the first period they might switch it up, because it seemed like Campiataro just might not be there tonight. And after that one, that is what the coaches will decide. Campiataro, normally a fantastic goaltender, just a rough night for him as we head into the holidays. So Dylan Durno enters the goal, a record of 4-3-1. Goals against average of 3.36 and a save percentage of .919. As on the far boards, the Kings try and chop it ahead. Near side, Stuckey is going to send it all the way into the Komoka zone, but that'll be an icing call. As we head back into the St. Thomas end on the stoppage. You got a feel for Campiataro, a few funky goals against him tonight. Dylan Durno back in the lineup recently after healing from an injury or two, as he got the start against St. Mary's, I believe it was. So on the near side, Stuckey will collect it off the draw. Sutherland kicks it over to Miles Dunn. A shot towards the net, misses wide on the blocker side. Comes out to the blue line, but it's fired back in by Mahoviak. Now on the near side, Komoka will try to get it out. As now Cameron picks it up in the neutral zone, but it's stripped off him by Najim. Najim looking towards the net. Shot on Durno, who makes his first save of the game on the blocker on the near side. So Dylan Durno coming in cold off the bench. We'll see how he does. In the far corner, Miniotis takes it behind the net. Wyatt Cameron hounding him from behind, but it's picked up now by Najim. Najim trying to skate towards center. He'll send it to the far boards. And Captain Alexander to pick up. Near side. Shot from Najim. Blocked in front. Hopping puck is found by Sutherland. Sutherland will get it up the near side. Avoids Morgan Payne, who came flying in. Sutherland still with it on his stick across the blue line. Over to Wyatt Cameron on the near side. And a nice save made by Russell with the glove, as Cameron tried to switch back to the near side and beat him. But Russell wise to that. 4-4 with 14:53 left in the second period. Stars took the lead for the first time in the second with 2 unanswered goals, and now the Kings have answered, beating Camputaro for the 4th time tonight. And now Dylan Durno is in to relieve Camputaro. Shot from the blue line is stopped up in front by a leg. Rebound was shot over the goal on the near side. Both teams battling for it. Bezzetta gets it back to the blue line, but it hops over. Stars are going to have to regroup in the neutral zone. Near side, Bezzetta up to Matsos. Matsos enters the zone. Drop pass for Cole Edmondson. Edmondson up the near side. Back to Bezzetta at the blue line. Joey Bezzetta, a shot, and that hits a deflection over the net. Far side, it's picked up by Crossman. Crossman back to the blue line. Switch back to the near side. Bezzetta back for Savage at the blue line. Savage towards the net along the ice on the near side off the backboards. Shot towards goal, but it's stopped up by a skate in front. Slowly glides in front of Russell, who will cover it up. So big congratulations goes out to Owen Gray, our captain, and Eric McDonald, as they will be in that Prospects Challenge game in London, Ontario at the Western Fair Sports Centre on December 30th. McDonald will be goaltending for Team Williams, and Owen Gray will be opposite him on Team Bondi. So a couple Stars representing us at the Prospects Showcase. And we wish them all the best in that game, and we'll see what they can show. As the Stars enter the zone, Legalic let off a shot from distance. That's a pad save for Russell. Now back to the blue line. A shot from the blue line, and that will deflect up and over the glass into the netting on the near side. So face-off will be inside the Komoka zone. So again, that Prospects Challenge will be December 30th at the Western Fair Sports Center, and puck drop is at 7 p.m. if you want to check that out. Go and support a couple of St. Thomas Stars. Just down the road. Near side, Kings will win the face-off in their own zone. And now flip it up into the St. Thomas end. Rowan Reed collects it. He'll stop up behind his net. As the coaches for Komoka tell their players to ease off and set up a trap in the neutral zone. Owen Gray up the far side. It's tipped in by Lawson, who chases it into the far corner. Kings cycle it up the wall and flip it high into the neutral zone on the near side. Nathaniel Adams trying to win a race. He is a speedy winger and usually does win races. Gets it out in front to Van Steensel and off the pad of Durno on the far side. Max Monick up the far boards. He'll backhand it in deep. Monick with a goal tonight, the most recent one for St. Thomas. Kings long stretch pass up the near side. Payne tips it in. In behind the goal line, Stuckey. It's pushed into the boards by Payne, who's going to win the puck for his team in the offensive zone. Pass out in front of the goal as a backhand trying to get sent towards the goal by Miniotis is blocked by the St. Thomas defense. Battle is kept up by the Kings, who get it in behind the net and out in front for another weak shot. That one off the pad of Durno in tight. On the near side, Payne cycles it back. Najim back to the blue line. Caught on the backhand by Enright. Now up the far boards. He'll send one towards the net, and that's a save for Durno off the pads, as that one hits him square in the center. Up the far side, the Stars trying to get it out again. This time they do, as Nathan Slatt flips it high down the ice. Pettipiece trying to get down there, but McNamara will pick it up. Sent in back behind the Komoka zone for Ackerman. Stars trying to forecheck here as Ilchishin almost stripped the puck off Ackerman, but he recovered nicely and gets it up the near wall. But that will be an icing call. So we'll head back to the Komoka zone to our right for a face-off, an offensive zone face-off for the Stars. And as we line up for the draw, Wyatt Cameron will step in to take it up against newcomer Brody Najum. Wyatt Cameron can't win that draw. It's sent back in behind the Komoka net. Up the far wall. Stars scramble a loose puck. They'll steal it. Sutherland with a shot. Saved by Russell onto the near side. Cameron's shot. And it's stopped by Russell, who had it under him. I'd love to see a slow-mo on that one, but Wyatt Cameron with a good chance on a rebound on this side. Had to re-grip the puck to try and get a shot off at a real sharp angle. Don't think he got all of it as it ended up under Russell. So face-off on the near dot inside the Komoka zone. Won by the Stars, back to Bezzetta at the blue line. Bezzetta steps ahead, looking towards the net, whips one on, and that's off a leg and wide. Back to the blue line, Miles Dunn up the far boards. Savage winds up and curls, that's off a leg. Rebounds to the near side to Bezzetta, sends it back towards the net. Off a skate, and the Kings will come away on the other end. On the near side and right. Shot towards the net, stick saved by Durno, sends it back away as a couple Kings were coming towards him at the center of the zone. Up along the near boards, there's a trip on the play, and the play is whistled dead. It's going to be a holding call on the play, actually. And we'll see who gets escorted to the box. It looks like it is going to go against Komoka, as Alexander is sent into the penalty box. So St. Thomas Stars power play will head out. They've struck once tonight coming into this game, 7th in the league. That area has taken a hit over the last few weeks. And hopefully their momentum after their power play goal tonight can carry forward. And up the far boards, it'll be won by the Stars in the offensive zone. The Reed Crossman in the far corner. Crossman trying to drag it forward towards the front of the net. Gets shoved out of the way. Puck to the near side. We'll find Savage. Savage back to the far side. Eloan Legalic whips it across to the near side, but the defense wise to it. Get the steal and the clear down the ice. Durno comes out to play it up the far boards. They'll find Eloan Legalic. Will take a step back with the Komoka King pressuring him. Now he heads into the zone. Legalic carries it into the far corner. They'll try to work back to the blue line. They'll get some help from Crossman, but a steal for the Kings as they come the other way. Joyce trying to push ahead. It's poked away from him by Savage, now picked up by Eggleton. Eggleton into the offensive zone. He'll drop it behind the net and head back to the bench for some fresh penalty killers. Stars enter the zone, but they'll give away the puck as it glides towards Russell, who slaps the glove down on it and will win a face-off in his own zone. Another showcase, the GOHL Top Prospects game presented by Milk, and the OHL Top Prospects Showcase on January 13th is also at 7 p.m. And representing the Stars, Legalic and Camputaro will be on Team Shifley, and Dunn will be on Team Thornton, as well as Cole Edmondson, who is named as an alternate for the event. So another few Stars representing the team at another showcase. As a pass to the far side finds Miles Dunn. His shot is blocked, and it'll exit the zone. Near side, Charlie Stuckey sends it back ahead for Dunn. Into the offensive zone, Sutherland and Ty Lawson are going to try and chase it into the near corner. It'll get sent to the far side. Kings collected in their own zone. They'll fling it down the ice with 20 seconds left on this power play for the Stars. Durno's going to stop it up beside his net and leave it for Stuckey to come away with it. Stuckey, pass to the near side to Cameron. Now off to Dunn. Dunn takes a trip around the net. Pass back to the point. Joey Bezzetta. Back to the near side. Stuckey's shot. And that's saved by the stick, it looked like, of Russell, who stretched out the blocker hand. And it's up and over the glass into the netting for a stoppage. Some nice passing showcased tonight by the Stars. We've had a few nifty passing plays to enter the zone. Seem to be having more possession in the zone as well, although be it against an 11th place Komoka team. Near side, Rowan Reed, a shot from distance off the pad. It'll be now collected by Myatt. Myatt up the near boards. Stretch pass to Eggleton. Eggleton keeping it on his backhand on the outside, sends it towards the center, and a scramble for it. The Stars will send it out. Up the near wall, Rowan Reed. Reed to the corner. Back to trailing Cole Edmondson. His shot on net, but it looks like it hit the shoulder of Russell and goes up and out of play. Actually, no, it stayed in, but we're going to get a stoppage on the play as the Kings will head back into the penalty box. It's going to be Lucas Enright, one of the call-ups tonight, who's going to get the 2 minutes for slashing. Stars back on the power play again. They'd like to have a little more success than their last outing just a few minutes ago, but see what they can do as Cole Edmondson, Crossman, and Legalick up front. Savage and Gray on the back end. At center, the tie up for it gets sent to the far wall. Stars get possession in the offensive zone now as Savage trying to curl it towards the front of the net. Looks like he thought a bit too much about it as it's turned over. Near side, Payne shot towards goal. Didn't get a stick on it as it glides to the right of the net. Durno pokes it away from the side of the goal, back behind the goal. Reed Crossman will send it back behind the net to Owen Gray as the Kings back off and go for a line change shorthanded. Near side, Reed Crossman gets bumped into heavy by Payne. Teammate in a white jersey will pick it up after the hit, as Owen Gray has it in his own zone now in front of the goal, looking for a way up the ice as a couple teammates will check back and send their routes forward. Gray fires it off the backboards. Into the far corner it goes. Ackerman trying to pinch it up against the wall. Stars win a battle with some numbers and get it back to the blue line. That's center. Rory Savage over to Legalick. Beside the net, Crossman. Backhand pass in front. Shot over the goal by Owen Gray. Rebound collected by the Stars. Owen Gray again with a chance. He'll pass it to the far side. Deflected away by Enright. Legalick with the puck in the offensive zone. The Stars keep the pressure going here. A floater towards the net. Hits a body and goes wide. Sent back to the blue line. Legalick now to Gray. Legalick in the slot. Pass beside the net to Crossman. Trying to backhand pass in front. Hits the pad. Legalick just keeping in a clearing attempt at the blue line. Back in for Crossman. Whips it back out in front, but a nice defensive play lying down on the ice. The puck is blocked by De Bruin. Trying to get it up the wall again. It's stopped at the blue line, this time by Savage. Just 10 seconds left on the power play. Sent back beside the net. Crossman a shot and saved by the glove of Russell, who's had a great shorthanded shift here in net. And just 5 seconds left on the Stars power play. The Kings have almost gotten the job done on this PK. Score 4-4 with 6:39 left in this second period. Stars out shooting the Kings 21-15 in a tie hockey game. Back to center ice. Vahoviak up the right side to Miles Dunn. His shot towards goal, looking for that pad rebound, but the rebound sent far from the net. Another shot from the blue line. That'll hit a body, and the Kings try and come the other way now. Van Steensel to the far side to Adams. Adams up the right wing will get it back to the blue line, and now sent in deep behind the net. Behind the goal, it's the Kings trying to get it back out in front. Van Steensel will drop it along the far wall. Whipped out across the front of the net, and Adams was wide open on the near side, just couldn't connect. Stuckey trying to carry it out of his own zone will get it whacked off his stick as the Kings win back possession in the neutral zone. Adams pokes it ahead, and now it'll end up on the Stars sticks as Dunn will send it into the zone. Dunn into the near corner of the Komoka zone. The Kings will recover and now come back the other way. Nathaniel Adams into the zone, curls it off the leg of Bezzetta and away from the goal. Another shot attempt from distance. That'll miss wide on the blocker side of Dylan Durno. Minneota's pass to the far side. Finds Najim. Najim cycles it into the far corner to Adams. Adams pressed up against the glass by Bezzetta. Minneotis comes in to help out and get it back to the blue line, but the Stars battling for it as Sutherland gets it past the blue line into the neutral zone. Will win a line change for his team as the Kings will head behind their own net. It's McNamara stopped up behind his goal as the Kings get set to push ahead here. On the near side, De Bruin will fire it in deep, tipped in by Minneotis, and no icing. Now sent to the far wall, the Stars will ring it around the boards and out. De Bruin collects it in his own zone. Cooper Ilchishin closing down on him. Up the near wall, De Bruin will get into the neutral zone, get a pass to center. And find Najim. He's trying to walk into the zone, takes a spill along the near wall. Bezzetta stops him up, and now trying to get the puck out as well. We'll get it outside of the blue line as De Bruin fires it back in deep, but the Kings had to check on side. Stars a chance to collect here as Reed will send it up the far wall. Nobody there, though, as it gets sent all the way down the ice, and that'll be an icing call against St. Thomas with 4:13 left on the clock in the second period. Score tied up at 4 apiece. As there's been quite a few lead changes tonight. Kings had most of them. On the far side, the Kings get it up to the far wall in the offensive zone. Now Nathan Slatt trying to find a loose puck and poke it out. Does manage to get it barely past the blue line, but the Kings throw it right back in. In behind the net, Rowan Reed will try and get it out. Up the far wall, back for Slatt. Slatt gets pressed up against the short boards along the Kings benches on the far side. Taken down, and the puck sent back to Bezzetta. Joey Bezzetta back from behind his own net. His pass up the right side is picked off by Ackerman, who now gets it into the near corner. Colson Joyce will cycle it in behind the net for Powell. Powell stops it up as he went to the far corner. Pass out in front now. Joyce, pad saved by Durno. Wraparound attempt on the near side, and a save made by Durno again. Still scrambling in front of the goal as it's bouncing around. The Kings managed to keep it in. Far side, Colson Joyce. Up along the boards, we'll find Adams, who gets it back to the blue line. Eggleton back to the far side, whipping it out in front, and just past Adams again. As those Kings looking for that near post tap in with Adams on the doorstep. Eggleton trying to walk in on the near side and take a shot. That's into the legs of Pettipies and bounces out to the neutral zone. As the Kings will throw it right back in on Dylan Durno, who comes out behind his net to stop it up. As they get closed down on, we got a scrap over by the St. Thomas bench. Pettipies, oh my goodness, what a right hand as he takes down McNamara with a clean right hand. Actually, it looked like it was Nathan Enright, but Chase Pettipies and Enright dropping the gloves out of nowhere, well away from the puck. Scrap happened right by the St. Thomas bench. The puck was over by Dylan Durno on the opposite side. So Pettipies and Enright get into a scrap. Pettipies caught a clean right hand with Enright's helmet off. So you can bet Enright felt that one as he kind of crumbled a bit. Still kept battling, but I think he was out of it after that one punch. So Chase Pettipies trying to get his team going here with a little bit of the rough stuff. As he scraps Enright right by his own bench. You can bet that gets the boys going. But both players will be gone from the game. And it does look like Pettipies is going to be handed a 2-minute minor, possibly an instigator, as the referees are relaying the messages to the captains. Trying to sort out a bit of paperwork here. Some equipment will be delivered to Mr. Enright, who left it behind after the scrap. So it looks like that will be it as far as penalties on the board, as the extra 2 minutes are handed to Chase Pettipies. So the Komoka Kings will head to the power play after the fight with 2 minutes 49 seconds left in the second period. tie game. Good chance for the Kings to try and take the lead here if you're wearing a purple jersey. Minneotis in for the offensive zone draw against George Matsos. Kings win the draw. And they'll set up the power play here as Eggleton sends it to the far side. Minneotis a shot towards the net. That's off a body. Stars scramble it out. As a nice backhand up the near wall by Edmondson up the ice. Kings regroup from their own zone. Minneotis up the near wall to Najum. Minneotis just managed to drag his leg back to keep it onside as Najum passes to the far boards. Now back to the blue line, Minneotis. Minneotis hands it off to Eggleton. Now to Najum on the near side. Whips it beside the net. Pass out in front and can't get towards the goal as the Kings just can't send it forwards. Nice passing, just can't get the shot off. Najum, pass to the far side. Minneotis will send it back to the blue line to Najum. Up the middle, near side, Eggleton. Eggleton whips it out in front across the face of the goal into the far corner. Minneotis on the far boards, drops it off for Najum again. A shot saved by Durnall that time. We got the glove up. Rebounds collected by the Kings. Another shot towards goal, that time blocked and deflected up and out of play for the stoppage. 47 seconds left on the penalty to Pettipace. Minute 36 left in the second period. Still all tied up at 4 goals each. It's probably been the longest stretch without a goal. Could be wrong about that, but Stuckey will get the puck off the draw and send it all the way down the ice as the Kings will head back to collect. Just about 35 seconds left with a man advantage. They'll head out from behind their goal. DeBruin up the far boards. Joyce couldn't get it in deep as it's given away just outside the Stars blue line and now cleared down the ice by St. Thomas. DeBruin leaves the puck behind his own net and now will pick it up and head up the ice. Hand it off to Adams. Adams avoids a check on the Elgin Middlesex logo here at the Komoka Wellness Center and now walks into the zone. Adams beside the net to Landry. Far side, scores! Great pass across the zone by Landry across the front of the net. And on the far side, it's Colson Joyce, the former St. Thomas Star, who buries it home with a slam dunk on the far side. Durnall almost got across, stretching the legs. But it was a beautiful pass, and the Komoka Kings now take the lead 5-4 on the power play with 49.6 left in the second period. This is the 4th time the Kings have taken a 1-goal lead. They would love to hang on to it. As now the puck is dropped and the Kings win the draw. With the dying seconds ticking off the clock in this second period. Minneotis stopped up at the offensive blue line, only briefly as his teammates come in to collect and dump it in behind the net. Durnall sends it up the far wall. Back to the blue line of the goal, kept in by Alexander. Far wall sent in front of the goal, save made by Durnall with a stick as it popped up in front of him, and it's found by Stuckey. Now sent the other way, Ty Lawson. Rush in front as his pass in front of the goal is slammed away by Eggleton. Stars trying to keep the pressure going, but one too many Kings will get it up the ice into the neutral zone. Savage collects it in his own end, and with time dying down, they'll hang on to it as the buzzer sounds. And the Stars will head into the third, down a goal. They headed into the second, down a goal. Rallied back, but the Kings have reclaimed their lead. As after the second period, the Komoka Kings 5, St. Thomas Stars 4. The Stars are out shooting the Kings 22-19, unofficially after 2. As live from the Komoka Wellness Center in Komoka, Ontario, I'm Phil Pimentel here on our St. Thomas Stars YouTube live stream. Please subscribe, share with your friends and family, help us grow this channel. Our end goal is to try and get this channel monetized so that we can earn some money for the team. So help us achieve that goal and do what you can. Like and share and all that good stuff. Live from Komoka, Ontario, We'll be back in just a few for the third period. Score after 2, Komoka 5, St. Thomas 4. Welcome back to Komoka, Ontario. So used to saying St. Thomas. But the St. Thomas Stars are in Komoka as we enter the third period. The score 5-4 in favor of the Kings as the Stars grabbed the lead in the second but relinquished it near the end. As the goal scoring summary so far, we'll try to fire off through it before we get started here. But Owen Miniotis with his 8th of the season, assisted by Najum and Payne at 123. Edmondson for the Stars, his 8th of the season from Crossman and Bezzetta at 613. Powell, his 4th of the season from Landry and McNamara at 717. Wyatt Cameron, his 13th of the year from Stuckey and Dunn at 1135. Eggleton, his 5th of the year from Miniotis and Payne at 1833, rounded out the first period. And then the second period, Monick getting his 4th of the year from Legalick and Lawson at 205. And then just a few seconds later, Legalick getting his 8th of the season from Monick and Lawson at 223. Morgan Payne tying it back up with his 8th of the year from De Bruin at 342. That was the end of the night for Camputaro as Dylan Durno came on. And then one more goal scored by the Kings, Colson Joyce with his 10th of the year from Adams and Landry at 19:10. With just 50 seconds left in the second. So into the third, the Stars down by 1. As we are underway here, the Kings making their way into the St. Thomas zone. A shot fired off wide from Van Steensel ends up behind the net now. Adams gets the puck stripped off him. Sent up the far boards, but kept in by the Kings. A save made by Durno on a distance shot as he deflects that away with the stick. On the near side, Adams with it in the offensive zone. He'll skate back to the blue line, pass off to Alexander. Alexander up the far wall. He'll bring it around behind the net. As a couple Kings in there trying to battle for it. The Stars trying to find it up the wall. They can't do so as Adams will come away from that wrestling match as Adams sends it in front and a save made by Durno on a redirect chance. I don't think it was redirected by much off the ice as a pad save made by Dylan Durno. So Dylan Durno, save percentage of .919, goals against average of 3.36 coming on in relief of Camputaro tonight. As it's great to see Dylan Durno back and healthy in between those pipes after a long stretch of 2 months as he had to take time off for an injury. He left a game against the Elmira Sugar Kings in St. Thomas. And 2 months later, he returns. It looks like he hasn't missed a step as he's made a few dandies here in Komoka. Made a few great saves against St. Mary's as well. As a pass up the far side. On the near boards. Pardon me, it wasn't St. Mary's, it was Elmira that Durno played against. My apologies. In behind the net, the Komoka Kings are going to steal the puck in the offensive zone. Durno had a little bit of trouble there with his stick as it got trapped up behind the net. He was stumbling trying to collect it. All square now as the Stars will send it down the ice. It's deflected, so no icing call as it heads in behind the goal line of the Kings. Eggleton. Pass up the near side, finds McNamara. McNamara will step into the zone, tries a centering pass to find Miniotis. It's stopped up and then poked away by Durno. Kings keep it in the zone though and get back possession. Najum. Pass to the far side, picked off by Crossman. Now a 2-on-1 chance the other way unless some defense can hustle. Crossman whips it out in front for Vahoviak on the back door, but it gets past him onto the near side and the net's going to pop off after McNamara crashes into it trying to check back defensively. So that'll force a stoppage in play as the referee's trying to get that thing back on the pegs. Don't look to be very big pegs here in Komoka as well. So that's been a pet peeve of mine since entering this league, is a lot of these rinks have the small pegs so the nets pop off pretty easy. On the near side, Legalick steps in for the draw against Miniotis. It's a tie-up draw. Winger comes in to win it, and Morgan Payne for the Kings to get it out to center. Now picked up by Savage for the St. Thomas Stars. Up the far side, the Stars are going to dump it in, but there's going to be a stoppage on the play. Rosetta with palm skyward, but it looks like in the end it's going to be an icing call As Bezzetta thought he was past the red line, but referees say no. Face-off's going to be inside the St. Thomas zone on our near side. Powell steps in to take the draw. It's won by Max Monick for St. Thomas. Sent up the near wall, but kept in by the Kings, and a chop will send that up and over the glass. Out of play. We'll have to try again with a draw on the near face-off dot inside the Stars zone. So this is the last game of 2025 for St. Thomas, as the holiday break will begin after this game concludes. Next game for St. Thomas will be January 2nd in 2026. There is one game before that, though, and that is the Prospects Challenge, which will be held in London, Ontario, December 30th, 7 p.m. at the Western Fair Sports Centre, where some Prospects teams will face off. Representing for St. Thomas will be Owen Gray and Eric McDonald, as well as head coach Jason Williams, who will be manning one of the teams. Face-off won by Komoka as they send it in front of the goal. It hits a body. St. Thomas will pick it up and head out of their own end. Rory Savage trying to carry it through the middle. They'll chase it into the far corner. De Bruin getting in between him and the puck. Ty Lawson on the other end will try and close out that battle. Now Joyce trying to fish it out of the skates of De Bruin and Lawson. In comes Legalic to try and do the same. Now it pops free. In beside the net. Down goes Lawson, and there will be a penalty called as Lawson got his feet taken out from under him. So that'll be a tripping call. And St. Thomas will head to the power play with a good chance to try and tie it up here at 5. We have tied this game 3 times tonight before taking the lead and then losing that. So down by 1. They've got a chance to tie it up at 5s. Gives themselves a chance to try and win this thing here in Komoka. Back to the point. Dunn over to Stuckey on our near side. Stuckey back down low and sent back to Stuckey at the blue line. Now across to Miles Dunn. His whips it in front, but that's a good block by McNamara. Stars collect the rebound. Dunn. Pass off the boards on the near side to Wyatt Cameron down low. Back to Dunn up top. Dunn skidding across the blue line up to center. His shot saved by Russell. We got a piece of that with the blocker through traffic. Now Payne gets a steal off of Cameron on the near side off the rebound. Payne walks out in front, tries to shoot it blocker side, but misses the net. Stars back the other way. Power play, counterattack, shot saved by Russell with the blocker, and he'll deflect it up and out of play, denying Jimmy Sutherland on the far face-off dot. Stars power play, 1 minute and 18 seconds left to work with, as they'll have the offensive zone draw. Cole Edmondson will come in to take it up against Powell. Powell wins that one clean back to his defense. Now fired off the glass and down the ice by the Kings. And behind the net, Durno comes out to stop it and leave it for the quarterback on the power play. Right now is Owen Gray, who will head up the ice. Gray pass ahead to Legalic. Legalic hounded by a couple Kings as he crosses the blue line. Now finding the loose puck is Komoka, and they'll send it down the ice again. 50 seconds left as Durno stops it up behind his goal once more. And away comes Gray up the right side now to Legalic. Legalic stepping around the defense. He'll stop up in the far corner. Pass back to the blue line for Gray. Gray to near side for Savage. Savage hangs on to the puck. Now he'll send it to Legalic on the far boards. Gray back for Legalic as the Stars trying to work the puck around here in the offensive zone. Back for Gray. Shot towards the net. Saved by Russell. The rebound was loose for a second, but found by the Kings, who send it down the ice. Durno comes out to make a stretch pass up the near side to Legalic. Hopping puck causes him some trouble as they'll send it back to Gray now. Behind the net as the penalty is just about to expire. Gray hangs on to the puck. They'll leave it for Miles Dunn as the Stars will get a regular line out there after the penalty expires. Dunn fires it all the way down the ice. Legalic wins the race as he had a step at the blue line. Legalic in the near corner. He'll cycle it back down low in the corner after skating up the near wall. Now it's sent to the far boards. Far boards, Miles Dunn heading up against the wall to try and Blows off a gap. Pardon me, it's Stuckey. He's tying up in his skates. Now Slat finds it. He'll try and send it back to the blue line. Stuckey has it caught up in his equipment. Now Slat looking for it, and nobody can find the puck. The referee blows the whistle dead, and we got a scrum here just outside the Komoka bench. Stuckey took a shot and took exception. Shoved his man almost all the way down. Referee's coming in and intervene. Don't think anyone knows where the puck is still, though. Stuckey's going to get sent to the box as a result. Let's see if there's an offsetting penalty as well. So far, it doesn't look like it. Stuckey's the lone man that got dragged away from the scrum. And I don't see any purple jerseys heading there either. Now Stuckey's going to come out of the box and head to the bench. I think Stuckey thought he got a penalty, and he didn't. So he's going to head to the bench to take a seat instead. That's a good result if you're Charlie Stuckey. Thought he was guilty, but nope. So face-off just outside the Komoka zone. We'll have a false start on it as referee calls for the puck back. They'll regroup and get ready to drop it again. Actually, looks like Landry got tossed out. So Van Steensel comes in against Ilchishin. Ilchishin wins it to the far side. Matsos comes in to grab it, blows a tire along the far boards, trying to cut back. Now the Kings the other way, and Adams. Adams, a pass towards Landry, and a pad save made by Durno on a shot from the far circle. Rebound comes back into the Komoka zone off the whack away by the Stars defense. McNamara from out behind his own goal. Pass to the near side to Eggleton. Eggleton flips it into the far corner as it'll ring around the boards now to the near corner. Stars looking for it up against the wall in their own zone. Kings looking to forecheck. They do get it back to the blue line. Eggleton poke checked off his stick by Slat, who gets it out to the neutral zone. Now fired in by Komoka deep as they go for a line change. The Stars a chance to collect in their own end. Owen Gray up the left wing to Sutherland, who will tip it in deep as the Stars try and create a forecheck here. Miles Dunn in behind the goal line along with Sutherland. Get outnumbered by 3 Kings. Kept in at the blue line by Wyatt Cameron, who turns and fires it off the backboards. Now on the near side, Owen Gray trying to battle for it. Myatt will wrestle it out and get it up the near side. Colson Joyce stepping into the offensive zone. Stops up. Pass out in front for Powell. Stripped off by Owen Gray. Gray, far side. As he steps towards the middle, it's poked off his stick. Rebound comes to the near boards and crosses the blue line, forcing an offside on a re-entry. So the face-off will come just outside the Kings zone. Both teams go for a full line change as a result. 13:02 left in this third period. The Komoka Kings have a 1-goal lead at 5-4. Kings win the draw in the neutral zone. Pass to the far side to McNamara. He'll fire it in deep. It's tipped up and out of play. So we'll have to take another draw in the neutral zone. So these Komoka Kings coming off a loss last night against St. Mary's, a 5-3 loss. And that was in St. Mary's as well, against one of the top teams in this Western Conference. Before that, they beat Waterloo and London. And before that, went on an 11-game losing streak. So the Kings have picked it up a little bit in the last few games after a really tough stretch, beating some tough teams, as they will dump it into the St. Thomas zone. Joey Bezzetta is going to pick it up in the far corner. Bezzetta gets it up the wall to Legalic. Giveaway in the zone. Payne shot deflected up and out of play, as that'll kiss the netting above the glass. Both teams will get another full line change here, as out comes Edmondson, Reed Crossman, and George Matsos up front. Bohoviak and Stuckey on the back end. Setting up to the right of Dylan Durno for the draw. It's a tie-up draw, and the Stars will come in to grab it on a loose puck as the centers were all tied up. Picked up by Edmondson, who now sends it back for Bohoviak. Stars down by 1 here. They need to get some offense going to try and tie it up again for the 4th time tonight. They'll fire it hard around the boards. To the far side it goes. Matsos leaves it for Crossman. Crossman picks it up and gets wrestled into the far corner. Now up the far side, it's chopped up the wall, back to the blue line, gets past Stuckey. Nathaniel Adams with the speed, gets away, he's all alone. Adams! Oh, that's a save by Durnall. I think he got a piece of that, otherwise Adams just whiffed on it. So that just kind of glided to the right side. Big speed showcased there by Adams, though, to get away. Shot from Landry is saved by Durnall as well. Up the far side, Adams stops a flying puck and sends it into the near side. Landry back to the blue line. Finds Alexander. He'll switch back to the far board. Sent towards goal. Deflection on net. Saved by Durnall with the pad. Adams picks up the rebound again as the Kings are buzzing a bit here. Pass down low. Back to the blue line on the far side to Bruin. Looks towards the front of the net and will send it into the near corner, as he didn't have any purple jerseys in front of Durnall. Now on the near side, Cole Edmondson flips it high through the neutral zone. Into the Kings' end it'll go, and some tired legs for the Stars can get off the ice. After a good shift for Komoka. Up the far side. Kings will cross the line along the left wing. They'll send it into the corner from Myatt. Myatt gets 3 Stars to take the puck away from him. Now Miles Dunn up the far side. Miles Dunn, a shot. Blocker save made by Russell. Near side, Cameron keeps the rebound in behind the goal line. Cameron picks it back up against the near boards. He's trying to turn and lose Joyce. Pass out in front for Dunn. Trying to get a shot off, but deflected by Eggleton and up and over the glass. Another stoppage in the Komoka zone. So set back up. 5-4 for the Kings with 10:26 left on the clock. As the Stars trying to battle back here so they can close out 2025 with a win on the road. Don't want to exit this year on a 6-game losing streak. Face-off is a false start. So a reset on the near dot. Kings have pulled ahead in the shot department, 27-25 here in the third period. As they'll win the draw in their own zone, get it up the glass to Myatt. Myatt trying to pick up some speed along the wall, but he left the puck behind. Now he'll drop it back for Eggleton. On the far side, Enright tried to dangle around the defense, and Rowan Reed did, but the puck didn't stay on a stick. On the near side, Gray gets it up to Sutherland. Sutherland on the near boards, gets bumped up into them by McNamara, but he sends the puck around to the far boards. Puck flipped out to the neutral zone. Caught by Owen Gray, who sends it back up ahead to Miles Dunn. Dunn leaves it for Cameron. Cameron pass out in front off the pad, and Russell finds the rebound. It was a good idea by Wyatt Cameron to try and whip it across the face of the goal. Miles Dunn was in the area, but he had a defenseman on him. The rebound just headed the wrong direction as well. He's looking for that pass off the, either to the far post or off the pad in front of the goal. Face off on the near side, inside the Komoka zone. The Stars will end up with possession on the near wall. Now Miniotis takes it away and gives it up to De Bruin in the far corner, who flips it down the ice. Payne trying to win a race against Savage, but Savage will get there first. Savage drops it off behind the net for Bezzetta. Now up the near wall, Slat. Pass to center for Ilchishin, but it'll hop off his stick. The Kings come the other way. Savage throwing a heavy hit against Payne. Payne lost his stick on the near side, and Najum takes a shot. And a save made by Durnall as the Stars defense shoves Miniotis away from the front of the goal. Durnall's looked great since coming in to relieve Camputaro tonight. Just giving up the one goal and didn't have much to say about it, as it was a cross crease pass to the far side. Almost stretched his leg across in time. It was a good passing play. On the near side, the Stars will win the draw in their own zone. Pass up the far boards, finds Legalic. Flips it ahead, and it takes a deflection at the blue line, which will force an offside. So face-off will be in the neutral zone once more. Ty Lawson, Max Monick, and Legalic out there have scored 2 tonight on that lineup, and they were only separated by about 15 seconds. Monick trying to carry it through the neutral zone, gets poked off his stick as Najum's going to fire it in deep. In behind the net, Dylan Durno comes out to stop it. And Charlie Stuckey will be the one to carry it out. Stars down by 1 with 8.5 minutes left in the third as they dump it into the far corner. Run around the boards to the near side. Legalic trying to poke it off Van Steensel, but he'll get it out to Eggleton, who finds Nathaniel Adams in the offensive zone. Adams trying to make his way around the defense. The puck gets out in front, but it's found by the Stars. Near side, Ty Lawson. Lawson making his way up the left wing. He'll stop up on the face-off dot. And now hands it off for Legalic. Legalic back for Lawson beside the net, but it's poked off him. And now DeBruin will collect it behind the net. DeBruin flips it high down the ice, up the center, but it's found by Gray. Stars back on offense. Rowan Reed up the right side. He'll enter with some speed and now get it down in deep behind the net. Far side, the Kings whacking it along the wall. Matsos will get a steal on the far side, but he gets pushed out to the neutral zone. So he hands it off to the defense. Owen Gray pass to Cole Edmondson at the blue line is off target. Found by Alexander for the Kings. Now flipped high through the neutral zone once again by Komoka. Stolen by the Stars. Cole Edmondson walking out in front. Shot saved just barely by the blocker of Russell. And deflected up and out of play. Caught just enough of that to send it away from the net. As the Stars trying to find their equalizing goal. Russell has rallied back pretty well since giving up the 4. Has made a few key saves since then. Kept his team in the front. Clear attempt by McNamara is blocked by Wyatt Cameron on the near boards. Second attempt will get out as it's sent for Enright on the far side. Nathan Enright. They'll get it in deep to the St. Thomas end. Now battle for it on the near wall. Eggleton pitches in deep to win the puck back for Komoka. They've got it in the near corner. Sent in behind the net for Enright, who gets it out in front, and a deflection off a skate will send that puck in front of Durno as he will cover it up and win a face-off in his own zone. So as we complete our schedule for 2025, I ask you to please like and subscribe and share this YouTube channel for the St. Thomas Stars as we try to get this thing to the point where we can earn some money for the team and put that into the busing and all that good stuff, the equipment. So do what you can and help us grow this thing. They'll start on a face-off on the near side inside the St. Thomas zone is going to hold things up. And it actually looks like Joey Bazette is going to get sent to the box after that quick stoppage on the face-off. So the Kings are going to head to the power play. With 6:55 left in the third, the Kings a chance to try and pull ahead by 2. If they can capitalize on the man advantage here. Miniotis is in to take the draw. And he's up against Ty Lawson, it looks like. On the near side. Eggleton, a shot from distance, misses wide. He was looking for the traffic in front, didn't touch anybody. Cole Edmondson, short-handed chance up the right side if he can pick up some speed. Cole Edmondson drives around the net, flips it out back to the defense to try and kill off some time. Does get it back to Savage. Will now get it back to the far side to Stuckey, who will now dump it all the way down the ice. Shaving off a few extra seconds there. It's a good job by Cole Edmondson. Eggleton up the middle outside of his own zone. We'll find Miniotis on the right wing. Miniotis stops against the wall. A nice drop pass for Payne through his legs. And we'll now get it back from Miniotis at the point. Miniotis still on the right wing now by the wall. Pass to center to Eggleton. Eggleton, far side, will find Najum. Najum playing with it at the blue line. Now gets it down low to the far corner. Pass back for Eggleton at the blue line. Hops over his stick and out into the neutral zone. Kings have to check back. Miniotis re-enters on the right side. He's pressed against the wall by Ty Lawson. Now found by Stuckey and cleared to the opposite blue line where it's stopped up by the Kings defense. They'll re-enter up the right wing. Najum skates across the blue line looking for a lane. He'll walk out to the far side. Scores! It's the new acquisition, Brody Najum, who gives the Kings the insurance goal. They're up 6-4. So that'll be Brody Najim's 5th goal on the season. And he's had a good night tonight, picking up an assist as well. So he's got 2 points on the night as Najim in his first game as a Komoka King. Again, Komoka trading away their top point scorer in Parker Graham for Brody Najim, so he's going to have to step up big for these Komoka Kings to try and prove his worth. He does have some OHL experience, over 50 games with the Saginaw Spirit. Most recently playing for the Chatham Maroons, in which he had 11 points in 14 games. Up the near side, Myatt gets it out to the neutral zone. Stars down by 2 with 5 minutes left in the third. In danger of dropping their 6th straight. Nathan Slatt up the left side. It's muscled off the puck by Alexander. Far side, the Kings come up the ice, pass ahead to Adams, gets ahead of him. But a bounce back is going to set off a delayed offside. The Kings can't touch the puck. They'll have to check back as the Stars collect. Elowan Legalic now makes his way up the left wing. He'll fire it on net from the blue line. A save made by Russell. He'll drop it off for Alexander. Alexander comes out from behind his own net. Up the far side. As the Kings come through the neutral zone and right, avoiding a couple poke checks. Whips it on goal. A save made by Durno on the near side. Rory Savage picks it up from behind his goal. Tries to flip the puck ahead of a King and get on the other side. It's whacked back into the St. Thomas zone as Bezzetta sends it up the right side. Tipped into the zone by Miles Dunn. In behind the goal line. Dunn gets it back to the blue line to Savage. Savage shot through traffic, found by Russell, who picks that out with the glove. Again, Russell has made a great recovery tonight after allowing the first 4 goals. But he's looked great since then. He made a bunch of saves that has kept his team out in front. And now he's got a couple goals to work with as well after the most recent Komoka goal. Face off on the near side inside the Komoka zone. 3:51 left in the third period. Stars down by 2. Up along the wall, it's a 2-on-2 battle for it. Wyatt Cameron trying to get it out, but it pops out to Morgan Payne for the Kings. Payne skate his way to the left wing, carry it into the offensive zone. Now into the far corner, Morgan Payne gets pressed up against the boards by Bezzetta. Bezzetta trying to poke that puck loose, he does. And the pass ahead by the Stars is off target. Sutherland trying to chase it down. But Alexander had a few strides ahead of him. On the near side, Miniotis off the wall will find Najim. Najim 2 points on the night already. Hands off to Payne. Payne shot towards the net is blocked by Stuckey. Rebound whipped back out in front. Kept in at the blue line. No, it's not. Just past the Kings at the blue line. It was McNamara who tried to hold the line. Stretching out, but it hopped over a stick. Fired back into the St. Thomas end as the Kings will now go for a change. And away comes Charlie Stuckey. Stuckey pass to the far side to Matsos. Matsos will dump it in deep. In behind the goal line. Reed Crossman gathers it, passes out in front for Matsos, goes past him, back to the blue line. Vahoviak's shot saved by Russell. And now sent down the ice by the Kings as the empty net is scored on. And the Kings now up by 3 after the clear. Didn't even realize the net was empty. Not sure the Kings did either, but they flung it down the ice. And that will surely put a stamp on this one as the Kings up by 3 with just 2:33 left in the final frame of regulation. And the Stars are going to have to rally back in the new year, put this end of 2025 behind them, shake it off, regroup, and get a fresh start to 2026 after the holiday break. Pass ahead to Edmondson on the near side as he'll flip it through the neutral zone. Stopped up by Myatt. Now Matsos will pick it up. Pass back to Owen Gray. Up the center, it's picked off by McNamara at the Komoka blue line. And across the blue line, Edmondson gets a steal, but then gets it tied up in his skates and lost it. Powell coming the other way for Komoka. Up the near wall. Sent back for Joyce. Joyce tried to get a return pass for Powell at the face-off dot. Almost did, but the defensive sticks of St. Thomas stopped that up. Now Edmondson on the far side. Tried to curl it. Puck hops off his stick. Cleared out to the center ice to the St. Thomas Stars defense. Rory Savage. Let's try and skate through the middle. He'll try and dump it into the far side. It's caught by the Komoka defense who send it the other way. Joey Bezzetta up the far side to Will Chisholm. Hops off his stick as well. Now he'll get a second chance as he picks up the loose puck. Savage up the near side. Rings it around the boards. Stopped up by Russell behind the net. Puck took a hop, but the Kings recover it. Now get it up the near boards. Out to neutral ice. Savage picks it up and sends it back to Bezzetta. Bezzetta hard pass to Will Chisholm. Can't settle that down at the blue line and heads into the Komoka zone with just a minute left. So for Komoka, they'll get their 5th win at home, improving their home record to 5-8-1-1. And they'll be winning their 3rd game in their last 4 games, as they've picked it up in their last little stretch. And again, St. Thomas is a stretch that they're going to want to forget and put behind them, learn from it, and take a fresh start to the new year. As this ship has been a bit rocky these last few weeks. St. Thomas struggling to get the wins. As the Kings will clear it down the ice. 10 seconds left. Charlie Stuckey will collect it, stop up behind their net, and the Komoka Kings fans will cheer for a job well done for this hometown team, as the Komoka Kings will take the win 7-4 against the St. Thomas Stars. So the Stars against Komoka 3-2 on the season. So that will do it for 2025 for the St. Thomas Stars, as the next game will be at home Friday, January 2nd after the holiday break. So a good rest for the boys. Try and get their legs back, their minds refreshed, and see what they can do against the Waterloo Siskins on January 2nd. So that's it from Komoka, Ontario, from the Komoka Wellness Center, live on the YouTube Stars channel. This is audio live stream. I'm Phil Pimentel. The final score, Komoka Kings 7, St. Thomas Stars 4. A Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays to anyone out there who's listening, and I hope you and your family have a great time and enjoy some time off and spend it together, and have a great new year as well, as we'll see you on January 2nd. Good night.